Hey, Chef K here, and I'm ready to take your taste buds traveling. As always, today we're going to Ireland. I'm going to do a nice stout braised pork loin. I'm going to bring in the colcannon with it, and we're going to start off with a little Irish pub beer cheese. That'll get us snacking while we're waiting on that pork to braise slow and low and lots of love. So we're going to put that together, the colcannon, and some beautiful roasted carrots. We're going to Ireland. Let's have some fun with the luck of the Irish. Hey, so we are ready to get our pork rolling. We are going to do a nice stout beer, and braise this pork and let it cook slow and low and lots of love. So we're gonna put it together. I'm gonna pan sear it so we keep those juices in, and then we're gonna put it in our pot, and it's gonna go in the oven and braise at a low, like 250, 275. You wanna do that for a while, about an hour and a half or so, and then we crank it up to 350 and let it finish. But first, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna get it all seasoned up. So we want to do a little bit of the Italian seasoning, kind of. It's kind of an Italian blend that I make up. We put on there, and we're going to put a little bit of this beer in it as we start to cook it. So we're going to go ahead and turn on our burner, get our olive oil heated up, and then we're going to put this pork on here to braise it, or no, first we're going to just go to sear it. I want to sear those juices in, so you want to get a nice sear on all sides of it, okay? So let that heat up a little bit. While we're doing that, I'm going to peel some potatoes, because we're putting together colcannon, which is actually done usually with cabbage, but we're going to do it with some kale. So we're going to throw that in today. It just gives it a nice pretty green color in there, and the colcannon is really a tradition of Ireland. They like to eat that, all of the potatoes, cabbage, kale, all of those kind of dishes they like to bring to it. Of course, you've heard Irish, they gotta have potatoes in the meal, right? So we're gonna make sure we do that with this, and it's gonna be a lovely mash to go with that braised pork, and we're gonna make an onion gravy that goes over that with a little Irish whiskey in there. Oh, you know. So we're gonna make that happen. Our oil should be getting hot while we're getting our potatoes ready. I think it's gonna be ready for us to go ahead and sear, and then we'll throw the rest of our bay leaves in there, and then that stout beer, and we get that in, and then we just let that do all the work by itself. Okay, so we're gonna make it happen here. I'm gonna go ahead, I think it's hot now, finish peeling this potato, and we're gonna be ready to roll. Here we go. Here goes our pork. Pop that in here. Very nice. Get that turned up just a little bit. There we go. Ready for it? Okay. We're gonna sear this up. We're gonna let that get a little hotter. We wanna make sure that you get all of these seared on each side so that you can make sure to seal those juices in. Like I said, that's extremely important on this, because you don't want that pork to dry out on you. And of course, the beer is gonna help it have a little liquid too. So we're gonna get our beer together. I've already moved it, very good. All right, we're getting a sear on that a little bit. Flip it over. Now you want to leave the layer of fat on there as well, because that's going to bring a lot of flavor to it. So we're getting that sear. You hear that sizzle? Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Very nice. So we get that seared off, and you see how we've got all the sides we're going to get. I'm going to hold this on its edge a little bit to get the side, and over on the next side a little bit. Get that pan sear. We want to make sure that we're getting all that sealed in, right? Okay. Very good. Now, you want to see how simple the rest of this is? We just let the pot do the work, and we just pour this beer in. Pop a bay leaf or two in there. And we've got our seasonings in there. I'm going to turn this off. Lid goes on, and then it goes in the oven. And we go play for the rest of the day. Oh wait, we gotta make the potatoes first. All right, let's get that in the oven. In it goes. and then it just cooks with the love. It's gonna go in there and make its own little party, but it's gotta cook for a while, like I said, because we're cooking slow and low. So we're gonna put our mashed potatoes, colcannon with the kale and all that together, put it in the pot, cook it up just like you would for mashed potatoes, and then we'll come in with a little butter, and we'll do that in a little bit. But while we're waiting on this, we're gonna be hungry, right? So how about a little Irish beer pub cheese? Yeah. So we're gonna put together the beer pub cheese, the luck of the Irish like that very, very much. So we are gonna put this, make our little snack. We're gonna put some cream cheese in here. In this food processor, I got a little tiny one here, it's fine. We're gonna put a little bit of the nice Irish cheddar. Put that in. Sprinkling it, I'm making a mess. That's what I do best, so just bear with me. We're gonna bring a little bit of stout. You know, I always gotta cook with it. And that's gonna help this, like the cream cheese break down and everything. We're gonna have some mustard going into the party. You can do Dijon mustard, you can do spicy mustard, you can do just regular prepared mustard. It's all up to you. What do I always say? It's your palate, so you do the way you want it. We're gonna do horseradish in here now. I like to bring a little spiciness to it with that horseradish. And then we're just gonna put it in our food processor, blend it up, throw some crackers on a plate, and dig in. All right, here we go. Blend all that together, see it coming together. Now, if you want to too, you can also use a little more of a yellow cheddar, and that way it'll be like kind of that bright yellow cheese. But this is, I like to actually use the Irish Gold, so that is the good stuff cheddar. All right. When we come back on this, I'm gonna put this together, put it with some crackers, and show you how we're gonna dig in while we're waiting on our pork roast. So we've got our beer pub cheese, and I was about to dig in, but I realized I smelled something delicious, and it was my roast! So let's grab it out of the oven. We're gonna grab this and start putting together our colcannon as well. And check this out. Are you ready for the big reveal? Oh, it smells so good. Put it right up here, actually. Look at this. Oh yeah. Oh, and I got a nice steam too, very nice. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to put an onion gravy together for this, but first we're gonna mash our potatoes, and then we're gonna put it all together, plated up. I guess we'll just have to leave that pub cheese for later. Here we go. We got our potatoes. I'm gonna pull those over. Take them to the sink here. This is our potatoes, garlic, and kale. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now, of course, we got to throw in the butter. A little bit of butter in our mashed potatoes. Lots of butter in our mashed potatoes. You know I love it. A little bit of cream in there. Bring our masher over. And we're going to mash it up. Just get a good, kind of, you don't have to worry about this being like really, I like it kind of like, you know, you hand mashed it, you know. My granny did that, and she always put her elbow into it, she'd say. So you want to get that, but you kind of leave those lumps in there just a little bit. I like it that way. But it's beautiful. You got the kale in there. That's why I like to use the kale too. It's got a little more in-depth flavor than the cabbage, and it really brings a nice flavor to it. Good deal. I'm going to put a little salt in here. Very good. We've mashed that. We've got our roast out. We've got our beer cheese. We're about to dive in. But wait, what about that whiskey onion gravy? Let's do that real quick. I'll see you in a minute. So we're gonna put together our onion gravy. I've got a little bit of the sauce that's from the roast, all that liquid there. So I'm gonna pour that in, just a little bit there right now. And we're gonna get our onions going. We want to make this onion gravy kind of reduced, so I'm going to get it started here, and we're going to wait till the liquid cooks down. Always make sure when you're cooking with some whiskey that you're very careful, because you will raise the flame when you're pouring alcohol in there, so just be careful with that. We're going to get a little more on there. Very good. Saute this up. Oh. Remember, I always talk about the smell. It's just so good. It makes me hungry. I'm ready to eat today. I am starving. So I've been cooking slow and low. You know that, but I've been patient. But I'm ready to go now. So we're going to let this condense. We're going to let all that liquid cook out, and they're going to be really nice and tender. And then we're going to put it over our pork loin with the colcannon, with the carrots, with the pub cheese. Are we ready to eat? Let's do this. So we finished our gravy. We've got it plated up with our colcannon. Today I took your taste buds traveling to Ireland. So I am ready to dig in. We've got our onion gravy here with that little bit of Irish whiskey in there. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm getting ready to take a bite. I love you guys. Remember, whenever you're home, do try this at home. Make it yourself. It's delicious. Have a good one.